So today started off not too terrible. I got up, went outside to take a leak in the grass, and on the property we have four dogs. We have Abby, which is my dad and his wife's dog. We have Bach, who is and Abby is a little fluffy poodle curly hair thing. I don't know the exact name. Then there's Bach, who's a German Shepherd that belongs to the neighbors up the way, and then there's Elsie, who's like a collie lassie dog, and then there's Oreo, who we've had here since December of 2023, so he's only like a year and a half old maybe, and he belongs to my dad's wife's daughter, his stepdaughter. Okay, he dead. He got hit by a Mountain Dew truck out in the street. He was just standing there not paying attention, and I guess the Mountain Dew driver didn't think he had time to stop, and he just plowed right through him, killed him instantly. He's up on a hill right now, and we're waiting for water to soak into the ground so we can dig the ground deeper and give him a nice, at least 2-3 feet deep burial. But this is the same black and white Labrador kind of dog that's been in a couple of my videos. I was out here about 9 in the morning, sitting on the pipes on the side of the shop with all three of them around me, petting them, playing on them, and just hanging out with them. And I'm gonna go lay back down for a bit, and like not even half an hour after I laid down, my dad's waking me up. Hey, I need your help. And okay, I get up, I go over to the other house to use the bathroom real quick, and I'm looking around for a shovel. He said, we need a shovel. Why do we need a shovel? I get the shovel, and I'm bringing it up like, wait, what? It's almost like losing Worf again. I never got to say goodbye to Worf. Man, yeah, no. Oreo, he's dead. His side split open. There's no organs hanging out, but he got hit going at least 40 miles an hour, and the guy would have had time to slow down. I would have slowed down. I don't know. It's not like, he was just standing there. The guy had time to slow down, but I mean, apparently this is a freeway, not a neighborhood. This is technically a neighborhood through here. There's no businesses out here. There's no warehouses out here. It's nothing but houses and a Dollar General on this road. This is not a fucking freeway. The speed limit's posted at 55 miles an hour. Pay attention to what you're... Have I shown you guys this? This is the ceiling of the inside of my car. All these little brown flecks is dried blood, because when I get angry, I will punch the ceiling. And I haven't done it in a while, but I would punch it so long and so hard that I would break the skin on my knuckles and spray all over. And can you see this? This is me Hulk punching my way out of my car. The main reason why Elsie and Bach came down here was because they could play with Oreo and have another dog to hang out with, and that it was nice and quiet and calm down here. And I don't know if Bach and Elsie will come back out here again. It's weird. Before I went to go lay down, Oreo was coming into the shop. And I was thinking, yeah, maybe leave the shop door open. No, that's alright. I can close the shop door. I wish I'd left the shop door open. If I had, maybe he would have been hanging out in the shop. I don't know. I I kept wanting to get video of Oreo running around. Sorry, I never did. I don't know. I'm just. He was a good boy. He's only like a year and a half old. Yeah, he was hyper and excited because he was still a puppy. But he was calm and well behaved, and like, mailman would come up to the house and he'd run over just to say hi with a tail wagging and his tongue hanging out. He did like to chase the squirrels. He wasn't ratter. He was a ratter. He would get a hold of moles and squirrels and stuff, but he was born in Kentucky. That's the kind of dogs you're gonna get out in Kentucky. They're gonna be pest control. I mean, I don't know. No, as of me recording this, Oreo's mom, Oreo's owner, her name's Juliana. You guys don't know our last name. You guys don't know our address and whatnot, so I don't need to worry about anybody doxing her. But Juliana she's in class right now, and she doesn't know. She's gonna find out when she gets home. And you know what? If I was in her case, I would rather not know until I got home, because at least then I could finish up my class. I feel kind of like Bill Handel right about now. I miss the animal, but now I got a dead dog to deal with. It's kind of frustrating. Now I gotta dig a hole and get rid of this poor thing. That's a inside joke. There's a radio channel in California called KFI AM 640. I listened to them for a long time, and one of their hosts is an admittedly anti-Semitic Jewish man named Bill Handel. Hilarious guy. Used to be a lot funnier, but then they got him on Migdal, and that calmed him down. But he tells a story about how he had a little dog that he loved very much, and who was his best friend, and he would sacrifice his wife to save his dog, and dogs only live at most 15 years, so yeah, this one. But his little dog got really, really sick, and he had to take her in and get her put down, and after the doctor got done, and all right, your dog's dead now, so he's holding the dog, crying a little bit, and he's like, so do you want to take the dog with you, or do you have plans? And Bill looks him dead in the eye. What do I want with a dead dog? It's like, that is the first time I have ever heard that, Mr. Handel, and you make a good point, but damn, you're a cynical son of a bitch, aren't you? Yes, I am. Okay. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna go back to crying by myself a bit. And I gotta finish digging this hole and get the guy put in the ground before I go to work today. See, he's making extra work for me, man. If he hadn't got himself ran over, I could be in bed still. Too soon? Probably too soon. Definitely too soon. I'm trying. If he could speak English, he would get the joke. Oreo was the kind of dog that he would, I don't know if he would get the joke, actually. He'd, I don't know. I'm gonna go. Bye. I'm not gonna upload this right today, so no, you won't know exactly what day this happened, but know that when I do upload it, it happened within the last week to 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I don't know. All right. I didn't think there'd be more to this video, but yeah, we had Oreo on the cart up there, and me and Dad were working on digging a 3-foot long, 3-foot deep hole to put him in, and my dad's wife comes on and says, "Hey, don't worry about that. Don't need to do that, because apparently there's a place in town that you give them $40 and they just take care of the animal for you." Again, to quote Bill Handel, what do I want with a dead dog? So I took a shower, and we put Oreo in a bag, and I took one of the bacon treats we have, and I know it's, I don't know, superstition or believing in the dead or whatever, but like, kind of feels right to send him off with a treat. Kind of hoping he jumps out of the plastic bag and starts barking. You know, like I keep saying, wake up. We'll take you to the pet. We'll take you to the vet. We'll get your leg fixed. We'll get you stitched up. Just wake up. But then I'm rolling him on the cart around the edge of the hill, and as I hit a bump, he falls off. And I know he didn't do it on purpose, but it's like kind of like 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh my goodness, he's being a dork one more time, huh? He's being a goofy boy one more time, right? Too soon, I know, still too soon, but that morbid humor kind of helps, right? He, even though he's fixed, he, kept trying to mount Elsie, the very pretty lassie dog. And, you know, I understand, for a bit, she's cute, I hope that he got isekai'd away, and right now he's waking up in a wonderful fantasy adventure where he can chase all the squirrels and moles he wants, and he's got a harem of beautiful bitches to go hang out with. Somebody needs to make an isekai dog anime. What time is it? It's almost 12 o'clock. I'm gonna relax and smoke some more weed and eat something. I gotta go to work at 1:30. Talk to you guys later. I know, I'm just gonna keep adding and adding and adding, right? Just, I don't know if it's gonna be the last part or not, but we've had them since December of 2023. It is August of 2025, so he's a little less than he was a little less than 2 years old, and in that time, I don't think he had a bad day of life. He had this great big old yard to run around in. I would go out there with him and chase him around and roll around with him and get him all riled up. He'd run around being goofy and silly and happy, and he always had good food. He was always well fed. He had friends. He got to go to the dog park a bunch of times. For a short life of a doggy, he had a really good life as a dog. And that is something that he didn't go out abandoned and neglected and rejected and accused of something. My dog Worf, I didn't get to say goodbye to him. I came home and he was just gone. I'd even brought home a big old bag of dog food, and it's complicated, but my brother had him, and then my brother's daughter, I know she did something stupid because she had a history of being mean to animals and hitting animals. And Worf ran away, and as far as I would like to think, he got picked up by the pound, and at the very least got put down in a pound, you know what I mean? But for all I know, he probably got hit by a car and got left on the side of the road. I don't know. And even Worf had a good life up until the last year or so, last few months or so, whatever. And it was because everyone else was moving along and doing their own thing, and I was slowing down. And I don't know. Again, it's complicated. I that's almost a whole video in itself. Oreo was a good, happy puppy. Trained enough to be friendly, trained enough to, hey, get your butt back here. And he just wasn't paying attention. He went to wander across the street to go sniff the grass over there. Bach was on the other side of the street, and not long before that, Bach was wanting to come into the shop. I kind of wish I had let him in, because then he would have been in the shop and Oreo would have been wandering around. I know I can't blame myself like that, but he's gonna be missed. He was a good dog, but it's gonna be hurtful. Hopefully, the next video after this one will be a lot more happier and whatnot. But yeah, losing family, losing animals is really. I'm Colin. This has been my eulogy of a family dog and good friend that I've had for the last year or so. Oreo, the Australian Shepherd Labrador mix, who was very goofy and happy and cheerful and just wanted to run around and kill the squirrels and rats around here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll try and find the videos that he showed up in, and I'll put those down below in the description. So yeah, bye bye.